This video, we're going to be sharing with you the truth about Indigo Souls, showing you 3 signs that you are one. By the end of this video, you will know the answer to that question. Welcome back to another video. My name's Aaron. I help people expand their consciousness. You already know what I'm going to say. This is Victor. He helps people navigate through their spiritual awakening process. And today he's joining me because we're going to be doing a video that is on understanding more about some stuff I've been getting into in the channel a lot more recently, which is understanding starseeds, lightworkers, indigos, crystal children, all these cool little classifications of things. And a lot of people ask, like, am I this type of soul? Am I this? And we don't necessarily always want to get tied up with the labels, but sometimes it'd be a little bit fun, and it helps us understand more about our souls. So, and who we are, and who we are as multidimensional beings. So Victor has a great YouTube channel, I'll link below. A lot of you guys know who Victor is already. But thanks, Victor, for coming on.
You're welcome, it's great to be here.
Cool, and yeah, so we're gonna go ahead and get into it when it comes to Indigo Souls. So do you want, maybe first off, we'll talk a little bit about starseeds.
Okay, sure.
Because
yeah.
Indigo Soul is a type of starseed.
Yeah, yeah, just as far as like a general idea of what a starseed is, yeah, okay.
So the idea is that we are multidimensional beings. We exist at many different levels. The way that I describe it, because a lot of times people are like, am I a starseed, am I not a starseed? Or they think that they have to be a certain age to be a starseed. The thing I always say is that every single person on this planet is multidimensional. We exist at many different levels. We couldn't incarnate all of our soul energy in one little planetary system like Earth, and when we go to bed at night, we wake up to these states of consciousness. We just don't remember it. That's why on Earth it's about going through this veil of forgetfulness and remembering. So the thing I always say is that we're all starseeds at a certain level. If you resonate with this term, and if you're even on this video, then you are what is called a starseed, which means you're multidimensional, and a lot of times you are carrying the energy of the stars with you to help awaken people. Yes. How do you, is that kind of how you would explain it as well? Or?
Yeah, exactly. I agree with you where almost everybody has connections to some type of extraterrestrial because we're such complex beings that have been here for perhaps, I don't know, trillions of years. We're ancient souls, and now we're living in a time where it's very important for the planet to start to exemplify within the people some of the traits of these higher dimensional beings, like love and compassion and intuition and these psychic abilities. And now there's people, we're all starseeds, but there's some that are remembering their origins so that they can bring forth those traits.
Yeah, and it's like, also understand that you have these higher dimensional existences and connections. So when you're looking at this, you can see that when you're bringing through this energy from these other versions of you or this larger aspect of your multidimensional nature, they're going to be higher vibrational emotions like unconditional love, like joy, like peace, like connection. And that's because this 3D reality, 4D reality, is one of the furthest away from the core of who we are. We really forget who we are here. And many other reality systems, like maybe your 5th dimensional, 6th dimensional existence, multidimensionally, you know who you are. You don't even question it. You know these things because that's that level of awareness. This is where we forget. So now, if you're here right now, you're going through the process of remembering, and a lot of that has to do with starseeds. And there's this one classification that a lot of people will resonate. I know that both Victor and I resonate with this. It's called Indigo, an Indigo Soul. And if we're going to go ahead and now and talk a little bit about the different traits of an Indigo Soul. And if you wait to the end of this video, we're going to have a couple questions we ask. And based on the answers you give to those questions, if you answer yes to a good amount of them, then you'll know that you are also what is called an Indigo Soul. So stay to the end as well, because we will be going through that little survey that we'll do. But in general, let's go ahead and go over. We have 3 main signs we want to share with you with this process. Do you want to go ahead and share the first one?
Sure, yeah. Number 1 is you are rebellious. Now, I know most people, in some sense, they look at themselves and say, well, I'm pretty rebellious. Indigos are, like, annoyingly rebellious. It reminds me of my daughter, where it doesn't matter if you suggest something like a lollipop that she really wants. If she gets the impression that you are imposing your will on her, she will resist it. She will not do it. Indigos, they don't like they don't like being told what to do. They don't like the fact that people are willing to accept just the way things are in the world without questioning them. Indigos are always questioning why. Why do you do it this way? Says who told you, who told them? And they just have this against the grain kind of nature, which can be it's a difficult personality to find happiness and so forth. In fact, we are talking some Indigos, because they really feel so out of place, they end up turning to like substance abuse and whatnot, because they just don't know how to handle their difficult nature, but the world right now needs them.
Yeah, I remember my own, like my earlier path, even when I used to have a 9-to-5 job, and I got away with a lot at that job. Like, people were always making fun, like, Aaron gets away with everything, because I was always willing to challenge the system. And not in like, I mean, kind of in an annoying way sometimes. They'd be like, I used to have a 9-to-5 job working, selling women's shoes at Barney's, New York, and before that I was at Nordstrom's. And I go into work every day, and if a manager told me to do something that did not make sense to me, even if they're like, you need to do it like this, a lot of times I just wouldn't do it like that. If they like, oh, you can't leave early this day, I'm like, well, I have to, you know, like, I would just really push the envelope with a lot of different things. And if I didn't agree with going about something a certain way, I would for sure push the envelope with it. And I got away with it because a lot of times I just did it with confidence. But I realized that in myself, and sometimes it almost looks like I'm intentionally just doing the opposite of what people tell me, but I just don't like to be put in little boxes. And that's why I've always known that since having a 9-to-5 job, that I was going to one day work for myself, because I do not like to be told what to do. And even the job I had was a sales commission job, so I could kind of make my own paycheck, but I still had to show up at a certain time every day. But I would just get told things, and I was just very aware that I was so rebellious. And you can also see this when it comes to many different levels. You'd be rebellious when it comes to a job or school, and we'll talk a little bit more about that. But yes, it's something that I see, because we came here knowing that we were going to make change in the world, you know?
Yeah.
So it's almost like a personality trait that sometimes we'll go into things like a job or something like that. It's like, always kind of have that knack, you know?
Yeah, I think it's also about like just knowing Indigos have an innate knowingness of their power. And they know they don't need to be sort of guided through things. They know, you know what? I will handle my own life. I'm fine. I have
responsibility.
Everything I need. But real quick, I want to just mention, everything this guy said is totally true. We went to this place called Ridley in Costa Rica, and we were there for free. We had this awesome thing laid out, and there was a few little things they wanted us to do. But whenever it was mentioned, he would be like we had to go to these classes. Remember that? And he was like, nope. He would try to get out of it and stuff. It was funny. Like I was like, Aaron, these would probably be fun, man. But I think because you were told you have to do it, you were like,
probably,
I'll go on my own time, Victor. You know?
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like just it's almost like a personality trait. And if you just have a little bit, you know, some people come into more confidence with it as well. So you may just know that and have this deep sense that you're here to make change in the world. And it may be at different varying degrees to how much this plays out in your life. But my beliefs, I guess, I also went through a childhood where I was really told what to do my whole entire, you know, from 7 to 15 years old. I pretty much had no freedom whatsoever. So now when people tell me what to do, I'm just kind of like, I'll just do my own thing. You know what I mean? So I mean, it doesn't go as far as like, you know, I'm not going to pay my taxes and stuff. But it goes to like, the stuff that I know. It's like, it's really not necessary that I go to this class, that I know what is being said or what's, you know, what's happening. So it's like, you know, I just kind of use my own intuition for that. So that's one of the signs as well. And actually, the rebellious is a pretty big one, because the second one we'll talk about is, we'll just kind of move into the second one now.
Sure.
There's so many different traits here, so it's like, oh, just 3, you know what I mean? But maybe we'll just talk about a whole bunch in general as well. But let's talk a little bit about intuition, intelligent, creative, old souls. It's kind of like this trait of knowing that it's similar in knowing that we came here to create change, but it's also like having new ways of going about things. What would you think the creativity would be when it comes to this? Like,
yeah, I just think in general, Indigos they're like considered old souls. A lot of them probably have been told, you're an old soul, because people can sense that you're wise beyond your years. And they can just tell sometimes without you saying anything, they can tell by just the way you observe life that this person really is paying attention, this person really understands. So essentially an Indigo has the ability to really draw from more of we'll say a percentage of their soul's abilities and potential, and it kind of is exemplified in their character and their demeanor and their eyes and everything. So they're just very wise. They know things without knowing why they know them. They know things without having learned them from a teacher or a parent. They just sort of have knowingness about a lot of important life, human experiences and lessons, and they're very quick and assertive to tell you all about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I see that for both of us. Not that like we're these wise, egotistical souls, but I know I've been told that before. I know you've been told that before for sure. It's more of an energetic thing, and I'm sure many of you watching this have been told that at a certain level before. That there's just this sense of ancientness almost, and we're all immortal spiritual beings. We exist beyond time, but you're bringing through more of that energy now, because now is the time of awakening on the planet. As Indigos, we knew that there was this ascension happening on the planet. We knew that there was this waking up of consciousness happening, and that most people are in autopilot and in what you could call a matrix. They're in a sleep to who they really are. So when we came here with this soul knowing that we were going to help literally wake people up. So that's why there's this creative old soul energy that we're bringing through, because we knew that it was going to help plant the seeds to help other people to wake up.
Yeah, that's one thing that I didn't really answer your question. You were asking about the creative side. And I think that's a huge element, though. I think Indigos, they possess an extremely strong desire to creatively and authentically express themselves. And oftentimes it's that goes against the grain. It's that brings forth their intuition. And really, Indigos are very inspiring people, because they came here to really take action in a very physical sense and express the energy into the world. And they are all very artistic and creative in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah. Maybe you didn't buy into the collective belief that you have to go to college, you have to do this, you have to do this, and work your up the corporate ladder, or you just don't agree with it, or maybe you're going through the motions but you know it doesn't resonate. A lot of people or Indigo souls also know that there's just different ways of going about things. Yes. And it's a common trait to be like, oh, I want to do my own thing, I want to create my own art, or whatever it is. That's something that a lot of Indigos know. Something else I've noticed as well, and this is kind of going into the third one, which has to do with knowing that we have a huge mission on Earth, and that we came here to be systems busters. Yes. To wake people up. And a lot of that will have to do as well. You notice that a lot of Indigos don't necessarily like school. Right. A lot of these go into being rebellious, but that's why I was like, how do we, but it's like a lot of them don't like to go to school, or when they went to school, like I was good at school, but I did not enjoy it. Don't like repetitive tasks.
That you know what I mean? They have no meaning.
Yeah, especially that have no meaning, like
like word searches that you are given in school, like stuff like that. I feel that my daughter's given that, like find these words, just busy work.
Yeah, just in general, pointless, just repetitive stuff. You know what I mean? Like I used to work a 9-to-5 job, and like we'd go in every day, and sometimes we'd have to like go in and straighten up these shoe racks before we got into the sales floor, and it was just so medial. It was like, you know, it was just so repetitive. Like I could never do some type of desk job where I'm just like doing the same thing over and over again. No, you know what I mean? I would go crazy. So a lot of people know that they came here for reasons bigger than that. It doesn't have to be some big egoic thing where it's like, I'm better than doing this thing right here, but you wouldn't really want to be doing it your whole entire life or something like that. You know, you be aware that there's this big mission. I felt like since I was a little kid, I don't know if this is an egotistical thing, but I've always felt like I had just a huge mission on Earth. And I think that a lot of Starseeds came here knowing that they have a huge mission on Earth, you know. And it has to do as well with knowing that we're systems busters. We're meant to, you know, break through the system and not establish the old and like get caught up with the politics of Republican and Democrat and all of this stuff, you know.
Right, yeah. Yeah, for me, I feel like that part of myself was successfully suppressed. And that's why I struggled so much in childhood. I eventually became a drug addict, and I turned to, you know, different ways of escaping because I became so out of sync with that purpose. But eventually, life had its way and sort of brought me back to, you know, baseline, and that's when that fire within me sort of ignited, and it's been there ever since. Yeah, a very strong sense of what I'm doing. It must be contributing to the whole in some kind of fairly significant way. Like you said, organizing shoes, even maybe if you got paid a lot of money, you know there's no real depth to that, and it's not going to satisfy you. You're not going to be able to do it for very long, as an Indigo Soul is an example.
Yeah, I think I think that if you're here right now, then you are, first off, if you even watch this video as far in as this video has gone right now, like 15 minutes in, then you are an Indigo Soul, and you are a Starseed for sure. And realize that we're talking about this concept of indigo. It's a label, but nonetheless it's something that we can identify with, but we don't need to overly identify with it, because we're all, sometimes when it comes to these spiritual terms like Starseed, Lightworker, Indigos, they're empowering, but at the same time sometimes we create these walls up where it's like, well, I'm an Indigo, I'm different. And you over there, what are you? You crystal child, or they create separation sometimes. Right. You know what I mean? So
they do, or like an egoic sort of inflation.
Yeah. Feel superior. Like, I'm an Indigo Soul, and all those people walking around right now are just asleep with on their bikes over there, you know, in the Matrix. It's like a very disconnected type feeling. And if you expand the scope out far enough, we're all connected. We're all one.
Yeah.
So it's like it's that higher level of awareness. So we thought we'd do now. Is there anything else you want to say about that?
There's one more thing. Yeah. Me and Aaron both are not fond of the labels. We never discuss ourselves or refer to ourselves as an Indigo or Starseed. We really don't care about that at all. But for a lot of people who have some of these traits, and these traits have been maybe making their life difficult, it's very empowering and it's good to know, you know what? This explains a lot. This is why I'm so rebellious. This is why I use drugs. This is why I can't stand my 9 to 5. And when you can really understand who you are, label aside, you can embrace the good qualities of your nature, like your old soul intuition, your purpose, your passion, your fire, and know that what you are is a good thing. It's meant to be here at this time, so you can embrace those qualities. That's why I think me and Aaron are making videos like this, to really help you embrace and encourage you to be who you came to be, because it's important, and you'll be a lot happier, and it'll make a lot more sense to you as far as the way your life maybe have unfolded.
Yeah, it'll make sense looking back, and it'll make sense looking forward. It's like, you know what, I can embrace my intuition and these psychic hits that I get, or these ideas I get, or this connection, this empathic feeling I have when I'm around people. I'm not going to tone that out and be afraid of it anymore. I'm going to move forward in a powerful way, and I'm going to know that it's why I came here. Every one of you came here to do this. So if you feel bad because you're rebellious and your parents tell you to just stay in line, to just do what everyone else is doing, then know that maybe that they can tell you that, but know that that might not be your purpose. Maybe your purpose is to bring forth this new system, this new way of going about things. And you do that just by leading by example. Doesn't mean you need to create some activist group. You can if that's your passion. But it's just you being who you are, having that gravity within you that draws other people and that changes other people. Because when people see them being themselves, it inspires other people to be themselves. So us making videos about starseeds, indigos, and all this stuff allows people to also embrace their own energy, to embrace who they are, and to move forth with boldness.
Yes.
Because now is the time of being bold. So we have this little indigo thing that we're going to read off to you. It's going to help you just understand, if you answer yes to a lot of these questions, then you are an Indigo Soul. Then you can definitely know that may be a part of you. And some of those are, first off, do you seem wise for your age? Do you seem wise for your age? Have people told you before that you're wise beyond your years? I know growing up, I've always been able to hold conversations with older people. You know what I mean? I was like 18 years old. I knew friends that were 30-something years old, and I could easily talk to them, and even older than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Do you enjoy doing creative activities? Do you like music, draw, artwork? Are you drawn to that at all? Do you have creative ways of going about things that are just a little bit different than the way that you're told? Do you have great intuition or psychic abilities? In general, I've always been able to really read people extraordinarily well. I can read someone's intentions. Like when that company was telling us we had to go do things, it was like I could just see that
there was a control element.
That I was cutting. I was like, nope, not gonna do that. But at the same time, you just read people in general well. I can see people's intentions. I've had people reach out to me for things, and I can see they're saying they want something, but I can see what they really want, and I can just tell right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. That's a big one. Right there.
Being able to read people, because we came here to also understand that a lot of the system that's been built, the way things have been projected to us, is a system that doesn't work anymore, and we haven't always been told the truth by the way the media is and everything. So it's like we got to be able to discern that. It's so obvious once you begin to tap into it. You're like, oh, all of this stuff, you know, the way the world looks, it's not really like that. There's an agenda behind it.
Yeah, in fact, I have an Indigo video that I think one of the signs is you can smell bullshit a mile away.
Yeah.
You have a good
BS meter, yeah.
BS meter, yes.
Do you normally have a better way of doing things than what is outlined to you? Do you feel like you get bored at school, or like what you're learning at school has no relevance to you? Do you feel rather introverted? And if yes, does the introversion cease when you're around other Indigo adults? And maybe you haven't been around other Indigo people. And Indigo adults, it could be any age group. But do you feel like you really only come out of your shell when you're around like-minded people? Do you feel like a rebel? Do you feel like you have a big mission, that you didn't come here to reestablish the old mission? Do you feel like you can read lies well? You don't like to do repetitive tasks? Everything we kind of mentioned in the video. But if you answered yes to many of these questions, then you're an Indigo soul. Then you came here to create this change on the world. You're a wise soul. You are bringing forth this energy from the stars, because you are also a star seed, and it's one of the main reasons that you're here right now. So those are all signs that you'll know. We gave way more than 3 signs, but we felt called to do this video. We got up today and we're like, oh, let's do a video on Indigo Souls. It's something that we feel a lot of people are resonating with right now. Do you have anything you wanted to say, or?
Yeah, just I would encourage all the people who resonate with this video to really just embrace your marching to the beat of your own drum nature. No, it might be a challenge at times to find your place in the world, because a lot of people, they grow up and they're like, I don't want to be a doctor or a lawyer or a sports athlete, and you might not see a cookie cutter template of where you fit in, but you came to create something brand new. So allow yourself to really know that it's possible for you to kind of be your own beautiful, unique self. Even if there's not been a single person like you ever to exist here, you came to be that person, and you came to inspire other people to be themselves as well. Because if all people on the planet really allowed their own indigo potential to blossom, then we'd have a much more diverse and beautiful world where everyone could express themselves freely. But it's not easy to do so, but you came to do that, so let yourself do that. Even if you rustle some feathers, it's okay.
Part of the process. So I want to say thanks, Vic, for coming on.
You're welcome, man. Thank you.
Victor's channel will be linked below. Check out his channel. He creates a lot of amazing content over there. A lot more about Starseeds, Indigos, information that, like that, the stuff I've been sharing recently on the channel. And other than that, we're going to get back to our day. We're here in beautiful Newport Beach, and we're going to probably go ride on the bikes on the beach or something. We'll figure out something to do. And other than that, we want to thank you for being here. Peace, much love, and namaste.